Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Awesome, and welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Now, before we get into the show, first off, man, if you haven't done this already, man, what are you waiting for, man? Hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And right next to that subscribe button, there's a bell. Make sure you click on that bell so you're the first ones to know when my next video will come out because I'm here each and every single week. So make sure you hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Hit the thumbs up. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. And then next to that subscribe button, there's a bell. You click on that bell. And when you click on that bell, you'll be the first ones to know when my next video is uploaded. And one last thing. Don't forget to be awesome. So yeah, don't forget to be awesome. And yeah, man, sit back, chillax, grab something to eat, grab something to drink because you're watching the Ryan Awesome Show. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Awesome, and welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Now, today on the Ryan Awesome Show, we'll be talking about AEW Rampage for August 13th, 2021. Man, oh man, oh man. Man, was this a great show, man. Really great show. I loved everything about this show. I loved the way that the show flowed, and I like the fact that it was an hour long. It came on late at 9 o'clock, and so I'm glad that it was an hour long. So it ended at 10 o'clock for me. I love the matches on this show. The Christian Cage versus Omega match was probably the best match on the show for me. Even though I wasn't a fan of the match, I wasn't a fan of the Christian Cage getting the Impact World Championship match in the beginning. It turned out to be a really great match, and Christian Cage is the new Impact World Champion. So yeah, man. So yeah, that itself was shocking. Like at first, I thought that Omega was gonna retain the titles. He's gonna retain the Impact World title, and then again, I did know why they gave Christian Cage the title because you don't want him to have you don't want Omega. You don't want Cage. You don't want Cage to lose to Omega twice because he's not only is he going after the Impact World Championship, he's going after the AEW World Championship. So you don't want him to have him. You don't want to have him lose twice. So yeah, man. So yeah, bro. This was a fun show, man. Really fun show. I love the crowd reaction too on this show, and it's always great to see always great to have the crowd, man. The crowd makes the show, and they made the show tonight, man. And so yeah, man. So yeah, that was AEW Rampage. So this is the debut episode of Rampage, AEW Rampage in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And so yeah, man, hit the thumbs up, man. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. And then next to that subscribe button, there's a bell. Make sure you click on that bell so you're the first ones to know when my next video is uploaded because I'm here every single week, man. I'm here for Tuesdays for NXT, Wednesdays for AEW Dynamite, Thursdays for Impact Wrestling, Friday for AEW Rampage, and Saturdays and Sundays is for the pay-per-views, whether it's WWE, AEW, or Impact Wrestling. So yeah, so we have the commentary team. Our commentary team, we have Chris Jericho, Le Champion, Chris Jericho, Mark Henry, the World's Strongest Man, Taz, and Excalibur. So it's a four-man commentary. And so yeah, man. So to start off the show, we had the Impact World Championship match. And so it was Christian Cage versus Kenny by God Omega, who is the AEW World Champion, the Mega Heavyweight Champion, AAA Mega Heavyweight Champion, and the Unified Impact World Champion, with Don Callis, the Invisible Hand, in his corner. So yeah, man. So we had Earl Hebner, not Earl Hebner. We had Brian Hebner. We had Brian Hebner, who's an Impact Wrestling referee. So he refereed this match since the Impact World Championship is being defended. And so yeah, at first, man, I thought, yeah, I was surprised. I was surprised that this match started off the show. I thought it was gonna main event the show, because it being the World Championship and all that stuff. But Britt Baker main evented tonight's show because it was our hometown. So yeah, man. So yeah, we had Omega. We had Cage. He had gave Omega the middle finger, gave him the finger. And so Omega, he tried to go for the one wing angel, but Christian had fought out of it. And so Christian tried to hit the kill switch on Omega, and Omega fought out of it. And so we had a drop kick to Omega to knock him out of the ring. And so Omega, at one point, he had knocked Christian Cage off of the top rope, and he landed outside on the floor. And so Omega took control of the match during a commercial break, picture in picture, of course. And so we had a top rope sunset flip, power bomb to Omega. And so the crowd started cheering for Christian Cage. So the crowd was behind Christian Cage, and then Omega he hit the "You Can't Escape" to Christian Cage, and he kicks out. And then Christian Cage hit a reverse DDT on Omega, and Omega kicked out. And so Christian Cage tried to go for the spear, but Omega had caught him with a knee strike. And so we had a power bomb followed up by a V trigger to Cage, which was nice, man. And Cage kicks out. And so Omega he tried to go for another V trigger, and Omega missed it. And so Christian he hit a spear on Omega, and Omega kicked out. So that was a close one, man. He almost had him right there. And so we had two Snapdragon suplexes to Cage. And so we had a neckbreaker to Omega on the rope. And so Cage he hit the frog splash on Omega and he kicks out. So that was also a close one. And so yeah, so the crowd at that point that was going crazy. The commentary team was going crazy. And so we had Don Callis. Don Callis he got on the ring apron and he distracted the referee. And so Omega he hit the low blow. He hit the low blow on Christian Cage behind the referee's back. And so you had the Young Bucks. You had Matt and Nick Jackson. They came out with a chair. And so they slid the chair inside the ring. And Omega had set up the chair in the ring. And so he tried to hit the one wing angel on Christian Cage on the chair. But Cage he had fought out of it. He fought out of the one wing angel and he ended up hitting the kill switch on Omega on the chair to win the match. So Christian Cage wins the match and is the new Impact World Champion. New unified world champion of Impact Wrestling. So yeah, man, great match, man. Probably the best match on the show for me. And once again, man, I love the commentary too. I love the commentary in this match and the crowd reaction in this match. And just like what I said earlier, shocking win because Omega, like I said this time and time again. I said this last night in my Impact Wrestling review that Omega is not losing the title. He's not losing the title, but he lost tonight. He lost the title. And the first titles that he lost were the Impact World Championships. So, yeah, man. I'm not even upset. I'm not even upset that he won. But yeah, there's a reason why they put it on him because you don't want Cage to lose to Omega twice. You don't want him to lose twice because he is fighting him again at All Out. So Omega, of course, is going to get that win. So, because Cage, he's not going to get both the AEW World Championship and the Impact World Championship. So yeah, man. And yeah. So next, man, for the Impact World Championship is gonna be Brian Myers. So it's gonna be Christian Cage versus Brian Myers, the most professional wrestler. Brian Myers, who won his opportunity last night on Impact Wrestling in that 20-man battle royal. So yeah, so Christian Cage he will be on Impact Wrestling next week. So yeah, so we have another AEW talent showing up on Impact Wrestling. We just need more Impact talent showing up on Dynamite. I was expecting Brian Myers to show up tonight and just lay out Christian. That's what I was expecting, but we didn't see that tonight. And so yeah, man. So that was it with that. Great match, bro. And so yeah, man. So right after that, we had Mark Henry, the world's strongest man. Mark Henry. He interviewed Christian Cage, the new unified world champion of Impact Wrestling. And so Cage, he had said that he feels good with a little bit of the bubbly. So yeah, he had the bubbly backstage. The baby faces were backstage. They were celebrating with Christian Cage. And so Cage, he has said Omega is one of the toughest wrestlers that he ever fought. And so Cage, he has said that he's in Omega's head because he's beaten him. He know that he could beat him, and he beat him tonight. So that's why he said that he's in his head. And so Cage, he has said that, at All Out, he will become the AEW World Champion. And so that was it with that, man. That was it. And so Cage, along with the Jurassic Express, who was backstage, they celebrated with the bubbly. And so yeah, man. So that was it with that. And so right after that, man, we had Fuego Del Sol and Miro. They had a vignette, so they were both talking about the TNT Championship match. Fuego was talking about how much this championship match means to him and all that stuff. And Miro again talks about his dominant reign as TNT champion. And so Fuego, he ended off saying that, you know, he said that God's favorite champion, Miro, will be baptized by fire. So I love that line. Great line from Fuego, bro. So right after that, we had the TNT Championship match. So it was Fuego del Sol versus Miro, who is the reigning and defending TNT champion, God's favorite champion, the Redeemer, Miro. And so we had a stipulation in this match. So if Fuego del Sol would have won this match, then he would be signed to a contract. He would be signed to an AEW contract. And so yeah, man. So yeah, we had a tornado DDT right off the bat. Tornado DDT to Miro. So that's Fuego del Sol's finishing move, the tornado DDT, and the match didn't even start yet. And so Miro, he got back up on his feet. And so Fuego hit another tornado DDT, but this time Miro, he rolled out of the ring. And so the referee was counting to 10. And so yeah, I love the fact that they brought this up on commentary, bro. If Fuego del Sol wins the match by countout, yes, he doesn't win the championship, but he still does get a contract. He still does get a contract because he won the match. He wins the match by countout. So yeah, that was a great point. But yeah, I would want to win the championship just as much as their contract. That's just me. You got to get him back in the ring if you want to win a championship. But yeah, so Miro, he almost got counted out. He got back in the ring at 9. And so we had a tornado DDT. So Fuego hit another tornado DDT on Miro, and this time Miro kicked out. And so Fuego, he tried to hit it again, but Miro had caught Fuego in midair, and he hit the Samoan drop, or Chris Jericho said on commentary, the Bulgarian drop. And so we had a Machka kick to Fuego. And to end the match, we had the game over submission move to Fuego del Sol to win the match. So Fuego taps out. So therefore, Miro wins the match and is still the TNT champion. And so yeah, man, crowd was cheering for Fuego, bro. They were cheering for Fuego. And everybody was pulling for him too, man. They're like, come on, Fuego, come on, Fuego. And so yeah, so right after that, we went to commercial break. And so we came back from commercial break. Fuego, he got back up. So yeah, first off, man, before we went to commercial break, we had Miro. He grabbed the contract. He had Fuego's contract and he ripped it up to shreds. And so that's when we went to commercial break. We came back from commercial break. Sammy Guevara, and Tony Khan came out. And so Tony Khan, he went back to the back. And so Sammy Guevara, he grabbed the microphone. He talked to Fuego del Sol. And he was, cheering up Fuego because that's his best friend. Sammy and Fuego, they're best friends. And so Sammy, he has said that, look at it, man. The people love you. Everybody in the back love you, and everybody here loves you. And so we had a Fuego chant from the crowd. And so Sammy Guevara, he says that Fuego del Sol is all elite. So Sammy Guevara gives Fuego del Sol the contract, and they both hugged it out. So that was really a feel-good moment for Fuego, man. Finally, he has a contract in AEW, bro. Like, Fuego has come a long way. Came a long way. He had to deal with everybody in the back. People like QT Marshall. He had to deal with guys like him. And, everybody else that looked down on him and all that stuff. And, he finally got a contract. And just like what Sammy said, he was 1 in 56 or something like that, or 1 in 52. Bad record. But yeah, man, but Fuego del Sol is all elite, man. Good, man. Good. Fuego is over, man. I love them. I love him, man. Sammy's vlogs, man. Like, dude is so freaking awesome, dude. So yeah, man. So Fuego del Sol is officially signed to AEW, man. Congratulations to Fuego, bro. And so yeah, so right after that, we had the vignette of next week's Rampage, and they mentioned Darby Allin's comment about mentioning the best in the world. So yeah, so Punk he will be there. Punk will be there next week, man, in Chicago. And so yeah, man. So that was it with that. And so right after that, we had Mark Henry. So Mark Henry interviewed Red Velvet and Dr. Britt Baker D.M.D, who is the AEW Women's Champion, via satellite. And so Henry he had asked Red Velvet like, why did you rain on Britt Baker's parade? Why did you rain on her parade? You know, being in her hometown, why did you rain on her parade? And so for Velvet, she said that she didn't care. She didn't care about raining on her parade. And she said, this is the same person that took me out with a crutch. And so Velvet, she said that she's going to rain on her parade again tonight by becoming a new AEW Women's Champion. And so the crowd had booed for Velvet. Of course they did. And so Baker, she had said that, she's gonna beat Red Velvet. She's gonna beat Red Velvet. With a broken freaking wrist. And of course she's injured and everything. She had the broken wrist. And so Baker has said that tonight is her night. It's her night. We in her hometown, Britsburg, her hometown, and she's in front of her people. And so Baker said that by the end of the night, man, you're gonna hit a ring announcer say your winner, and still AEW Women's Champion Dr. Britt Baker D.M.D. And so yeah, that was it with that. And so right after that was the main event. So the main event was for the AEW Women's World Championship, and it was Red Velvet versus Dr. Britt Baker D.M.D, who is the AEW Women's Champion, with Rebel in her corner. So yeah, when Velvet came out, she got booed as expected, man, as expected. So yeah, and then Baker had came out, she was heavily cheered, and we had the DMD chants. And so yeah, we went into the match. They were both going back and forth, and then when Velvet had took control of the match, the crowd had booed her. And so Velvet at one point, she hesitated to go after the wrist, and then later on in the match she went right after the wrist, when she should have went after the wrist early in the match. And so yeah, we had a swinging neck breaker to Velvet. And so Baker, she locked in the lockjaw to Velvet, and Velvet fought out of it. And so Velvet, she tried to rip off the wrist tape, or the glove that she had on. So she tried to rip it off, and I think she did rip it off. And so Rebel tried to get involved in the match. And so I think that was her third time, or her second or third time getting involved in the match, because she got involved during a commercial break. Picture in picture, of course. And so this time, the referee saw her get involved, and so the referee had kicked Rebel out, away from ringside. And so the crowd started booing. The crowd booed. And so we had a moonsault. We had a moonsault to Baker, and she kicked out. It was a nice moonsault too. And so Britt Baker, she hit the patella drop, or the Ushigoroshi, to Velvet. So shades of Adam Cole right there. And so we had a curb stomp. We had a curb stomp to Velvet, and she kicks out. And so Baker, she had locked in, not Baker, Velvet. Velvet had locked in the lockjaw on Britt Baker. So that was disrespectful. Disrespectful from Red Velvet. Locking in Britt Baker's submission move in our own hometown, man. Really disrespectful. And so yeah, so Baker, she fought out of the lockjaw. And so Baker, she had locked in the lockjaw herself on Velvet. And so Velvet, she went right after the wrist, because Baker, she had locked in the lockjaw with her bad arm, or the bad wrist. And so yeah, so Velvet attacked the arm, and so Baker ended up locking it in again. And so this time she used the good arm. And so therefore Velvet taps out. So Britt Baker wins the match. Dr. Britt Baker wins the match. Dr. Britt Baker D.M.D wins the match, and is still the AEW Women's World Champion. And so yeah, man. So that was it with that, man. And so right after the match, we had Baker. She had dropped Red Velvet after the match, because she felt disrespected this whole entire time. So she dropped her. And so yeah, she tried to give her a curb stomp on the belt, on the title belt, but Chris Statlander came out. She was in a crowd, and so she came out and attacked Britt Baker. The crowd had booed. Of course they did. And so yeah, and then we had a person that was dressed in all black, and I think she had like a hood on. And so this person took out Chris Statlander and Red Velvet. And so the person unmasked themselves, and it was Jamie Hayter. And so at first I saw who it was. I was like, man, who is this? And so yeah, At first, I was like, "Is that Tegan Knox?" I was like, "Is that Tegan Knox?" It looked like Tegan Knox, and I was like, "Tegan Knox is still signed with the WWE." But yeah, I was like, "Did she get released?" And she showed up on Dynamite. But yeah, it wasn't Tegan Knox. It was Jamie Hayter. At first, I didn't know who it was until they mentioned it on commentary. Excalibur did, of course. And so it was Jamie Hayter. So Jamie Hayter, she was actually on Dynamite a while. I think like 2 years ago. She had a couple of matches on Dynamite, and she came back with a new look. So this time she had like blonde hair. The last time we saw her, she had like black hair and all that stuff. And so yeah, man. So that was it with that match. The match was decent. It was okay. It was good. And the crowd was clearly behind Britt Baker. Because it's her hometown and everything. And the next question is, who is next? Who's next for Britt Baker? Who is next for Dr. Britt Baker for that women's championship? Who's next? Really don't know, man. So yeah, man. So that was it with the match, man. So yeah, as I said before, I don't know who's next. Maybe Thunder Rosa. Probably. That'll probably be my next guest, Thunder Rosa. Since she signed to a contract already. And but man, I wouldn't take the championship off her yet. I wouldn't take the title off her yet. Let her have a longer reign, and then maybe if you want to take the title off of her, put it on Thunder Rosa maybe, or put it on a Chris Statlander or somebody. But right now, man, Britt Baker, she does not need to lose, man. She does not need to lose. But yeah, man, that was it with Rampage, man. Really one hell of a show for a debut, man. Really good show. Everything just flowed nicely. Every match was important on this show. Every match was a championship match, and it was just important. It was really important. Omega and Christian Cage match was really good. That was probably my match of the night. The Miro and Fuego Del Sol had a great match too, man. Everybody, man, everybody had a great match on this show, bro. They really did. And so yeah, man. So and I'm glad it was an hour, man. I'm glad it was an hour long. Like that's really good, man. That the fact it was an hour long. And so yeah, man. So yeah, I just can't wait for next week, man. I just cannot wait for next week for the next Rampage show when it's gonna be in Chicago. So that's the show that everybody's looking forward to because we might see CM Punk on that show. We might see a CM Punk on that show next week. And so yeah, man. So really can't wait. I can't wait for next week, man. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. And so yeah, man. So yeah, man. That was it for AEW Rampage for August 13th, 2021 on D Ryan Awesome Show. And yeah, man, if you like this video, man, hit the thumbs up, man. Hit the thumbs up. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And then right next to that subscribe button, there's a bell. Make sure you click on that bell so you'll be the first ones to know when my next video is uploaded because I'm here every single week, man. Tuesdays for NXT, Wednesdays for AEW Dynamite, Thursdays for Impact Wrestling, Fridays now for AEW Rampage, Saturdays and Sundays for pay-per-views, whether it's WWE pay-per-views, AEW pay-per-views, or Impact Wrestling pay-per-views. I'm there to review it whenever it comes up, either on a Saturday or on a Sunday. I'm here. And yeah, man, and comment down below, man. Tell me how you felt about this debut episode of Rampage, bro. Tell me how you felt. And yeah, man, share this video. Share this video with each and every single person that you come across on a day-to-day basis. Follow me on Twitter at Ryan Awesome Show. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday. I'll see you guys for Tuesdays for NXT. And yeah, man. See you guys for Tuesday for NXT. And yeah, man. And once again, guys, thank you for the love and the support. Thank you for the love and the support for the show. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, man. And yeah, man. And this has been the Ryan Awesome Show. Take care. Stay safe. And don't forget to be awesome. And that's that.